I'm Pauline, and I will present you the classroom etiquette in TLC and more generally in the United States at the university. So, first of all, a very important notion here is the notion of respect. The respect of professors and obviously of other students. You have a precise schedule that you have to follow carefully. And one other very important thing is to be on time in class, because if you are not, the teacher may refuse you. You may not be allowed to get the class. And as Sierra told me, Sierra is my resident advisor with the person who live in my dorm, to whom we can report if we have some problems, if we have some questions, anything like that. So Sierra told me that another important thing is to call the professor by their right title. If a professor at the beginning of the year told to the students, hello, I'm Professor X, you have to call him or her Professor during the year. And if she told to the students, hi, I'm Laura, you know that you can call her Laura. If you don't know, you may ask the teacher, and then you use the right title during all the year. Then about the interactions between professors and students during class. Professors are expecting students to participate during class, to not stay quiet and to ask questions, to answer questions, to discuss some points. For example, it's very different from my country, from France, because in France, students arrive in class, they sit down, they write down what the teacher is saying, and then they go. They just ask a few questions if they have them, but most of the time they stay quiet during class. Then about the homework. Students are attending to class and they have to do a lot of work between two classes to prepare it. Teacher gives students the topic, a chapter to read or something to prepare, that the student can prepare it by their own. And when they arrive in class, they already know what the topic is, so they can ask if they have questions, if some points are not very clear for them, they can discuss it with the teacher. At the last point, it's very different in France, because when we arrive in class, we do not know what the topic will be. We discover it during class and then we do exercises, but we don't know what it is before coming into class. Finally, about the availability of professors here. They are here for students, they are willing to help them even after class. If they have a few minutes to discuss just after the class, or students can contact their teachers by email during the evening, for example, if they have questions, if some points are not very clear. So it's important to keep in mind that you can contact your teachers and they are here for you if you have some questions. Finally, I have noticed 3 points that you have to keep in mind, which are very important. First, the notion of respect. You must not forget it. To be on time and to call the teacher by their right title. Then the interaction during class. You are not expected to stay quiet. You must ask questions and respond to the question of the professor and to interact with him or her. And finally, the homework that you have to do between classes. You have to prepare your homework. And as Zan told me, she lives in my dorm and she studied at the university, not at TLC. She told me that this classroom etiquette, those rules are the same at the university. You will attend your classes at the university. So that's the end of my presentation. Thank you for your attention. And if if you have some questions, I'm thinking.
I do have one question. You mentioned in your presentation some differences between studying here at TLC in the United States and studying in your country. And I was just curious if it was easy or difficult for you to get used to studying in, I guess, an American style.
At TLC it's quite easy because we are in little groups. For example, in this class we are only 2, so there are always interactions, for example, during class. But I think when I will attend classes at the university it will be more difficult because we have a big group of students and you have to speak a lot during class, so I think it will be quite difficult, but for the moment it's okay.
Okay, thank you very much.